Welcome to the Transformative Neurotherapy Podcast with your host, Dr. Heather Putney, founder and executive director of Transformative Neurotherapy. This is the place where healing happens faster. Because let's face it, your brain doesn't come with an owner's manual until now. Here, we take a holistic approach to brain health, bringing together science, mind-body harmony, and the tools you need to optimize your well-being. Whether you're a high performer, executive, athlete, longevity hacker, or just someone tired of your brain working against you, Dr. Putney is here to help you unlock your full potential. From brain fog to chronic stress, we're covering it all so you can finally experience brain health, mind harmony, and total well-being. Ready to get unstuck? Let's get started.
Helen's path to healing was not linear, but her story reveals how neurotherapy opened doors she did not know existed. Welcome, everyone. I'm Julie Schwenzer, co-host and producer in the studio with one of Dr. Heather Putney's patients, who knows her quite well. So we know you are very familiar with Dr. Heather because you're her mother. Can we please talk about your success story? What brought you to your daughter to seek help?
Well, actually, we have a history of Alzheimer's in our family. And then Heather, with her business with family counseling, et cetera, found that she needed to move into a neurotherapy type approach to get some more success. And being that the brain is very important to what happens to Alzheimer's patients, she decided to get more training and learning in that area. And I got to be a guinea pig, so that was fun. So she did her practice on me as to how to use the equipment. And that ended up to be very important in my story because I had a baseline when I was normal, if I ever was normal. And so as she was tweaking her process, learning and expanding, one Christmas, when she and my other daughter and I were busy preparing all the foods that we do at Christmas time and all the other crazy things that go on with, 6 grandchildren running around as we were preparing, my daughters and even I noticed how I was not able to multitask like I usually was. Being a former elementary school teacher, I did lots of multitasking. And as any parent knows that has children and a job, and you're trying to do your children, your job, you multitask all the time. And I was very good at that, very calm, that don't easily get riled. But I could really tell a difference that Christmas, as could my daughters and my husband. And so Heather suggested to do another scan because we had the baseline. So let's just do another scan. And she saw then that my brain waves, and I'm not a medical person, so I'm probably saying words. Those aren't the right words to describe it. But to me, it was like my brain waves were going every which way. They were not hitting like they should have. And so it was obvious that we needed to follow up. And so luckily, Heather was able to take me through those next steps. I don't know if you want me to just proceed with what we did next or...
Oh, sure. If you want to, I can frame the question for you. So Helen, what were examples of some of the treatments you experienced? And then when did you feel a physical or emotional shift during those treatments?
Right. Well, the first thing that is important to notice is, for me maybe to state, is that although Heather was looking at my scan and picking the parts of the brain that she could see were not really getting the blood flow or getting what they needed for my brain to function like it should. And so she made her plan of how she was going to stimulate those sections. And people, I think, that have been watching this see the cap that you go on. She's explained the LED lights or the other kinds of parts. So she came up with a plan that would stimulate those parts of my brain to make sure the blood would flow there and to increase the productivity in that area. But she knew that there was a reason why I wasn't getting what I had been getting before. And so that is the next part. We can address what we see now, but unless we figure out why that happened, then you're just kind of doing a surface thing like changing a Band-Aid, put another Band-Aid on. So she said, we need to make sure that your spine is straight, that the blood flow to the brain is optimum, And so that meant going to a chiropractor, getting a scan, and my spine was not straight. So that had to be corrected and is now corrected. And then she also suggested getting like blood tests done to make sure that there were no abnormalities. I had the right, minerals, or not too much of a certain mineral, the right vitamins, or not too much, or whatever else that you check to make sure that there's no problem that way. And actually, that was all fine. The only thing that we noticed was that I was recently been put on a statin. It was either in September or October of that year when we noticed the problem in December. And I'm lucky to be a very healthy person. I was not on I had no heart problems, no diabetes, nothing. I took no medications at all. The only reason that the doctor wanted me on the statin was I had high cholesterol, which is something I'd had probably about all my life, because my previous doctor had said, your good cholesterol is really good. Your triglycerides are low, so that's really great. But your bad is bad. But when you average everything out, I came out like, okay, kind of at the high, like sort of the line. And my doctor had said all along, you're healthy. There's nothing else that's going on in your system. So if you don't want to take a statin, don't take a statin. If you want to take it because it helps some people, doesn't help others. Well, when that doctor moved and I got the next doctor, that doctor was not so comfortable with that, and it encouraged me to go on the statin. So as I said, I did do that. So then in looking at all of the brain information that Heather had, we decided that sometimes statins do take too much of that, like the good oil and good fats or whatever that should be going to your brain. They kind of they stop too much of it. And so that could be part of my problem. So I was weaned off of statins, and I have continued with the neurotherapy. I am now at just a maintenance level. And I just get scanned after every like some 20 some sessions, then scanned just to see how that is going. But it's like I'm back to normal, whatever normal was. But I am back to multitasking. I deal with the grandchildren as my daughters go on their little trips with their husbands to get some break time. I can get the grandkids off to school, off to this, off to that, maneuver around towns that I never grew up in. And so I feel pretty good.
Well, congratulations, Helen. This is amazing. And how quickly did you see changes happen from the point where you started the treatment with Dr. Heather?
I noticed right away, within a few sessions, I noticed I was sleeping better at night. I felt like I was starting to focus more, doing better as far as multitasking. I think like with anything, sometimes as you change a little bit at a time, you don't notice those changes. And it's other people that, that maybe haven't seen you for a month and go, oh, I see something different. So, but I was really focused on this, like, am I noticing I'm doing better or am I not? And so really, as the grandkids and I call it, my zappies, I could really tell that those zappies were like kind of stimulating or something. You just feel, it kind of really feels like something's going on. And then when you sleep better and then you notice in a few weeks or so that are completing tasks that before you were kind of standing there going, Now I still walk into the kitchen sometimes and say, what am I doing here? But again, I'm not a spring chicken anymore. So I think that happens a lot.
Well, I appreciate you answering that. And last question for you. What would you say to someone who may be skeptical about neurotherapy or, just unsure if it's right for them?
I know I can understand, because I wasn't sure too how that would exactly work. But I think what really helped me mostly, and I'm kind of a visual person, is that you can see the results of the scan. You see how your brain waves are flowing and going up and down. And you can see then the progression after those sessions that she did. You can say, oh, that one line was going crazy there, but now it's settled down to here. So that's why I am feeling this way, or I've noticed that difference. So you can literally see your brain is changing and it's doing better, in those areas. So then she switches over to another area that maybe isn't getting powered up as well, you'd say, and then start stimulating that. So you can literally see that change. And then again, as I say, you really do notice a difference in your functions.
Well, thank you so much, Helen, for walking us through your journey. We really do appreciate it. We hope you have a wonderful day.
Okay, thank you. You too.
Thank you.
You've been listening to the Transformative Neurotherapy Podcast with Dr. Heather Putney. Remember, your brain isn't supposed to hold you back. It's supposed to power you forward. So stop letting it crash your party and start letting it do its job. If you're ready to optimize brain health, sharpen your focus, and age like a fine wine, schedule your free consultation today at transformativeneurotherapy.org or call us at 412-204-7397. Because here, healing happens faster. See you next time.